I stand firmly in the fact that I'm one of the best to ever do this. For the culture, for my coast, and for my city. This is the Best Rapper in LA podcast. And I'm your host, Murs. What up, though? Check. Blue 97. These are all front loaded, so I don't know what's going on. New episode, as your boys, God willing, touring Europe. Moving on to Suprises with Miyagi. This is produced by Burns and Gianni Cash of Mayday.
I seen good men turn bad and bad men do good. Rich men with nothing and poor men with gold. Nothing surprises me no more. I seen players get played out and fast girls go slow. Things I thought priceless get bought to get sold. Nothing surprises me no more.
When we first met, she was just a kid. She was in love with everything I did. Used to come through, drink 40s at the crib, asked her to fuck the homie, and of course she did. We would slide through the city in my Benz, acting like we was just friends. After all that time we would spend, I would hate to see her with other men. I would get a little jealous, I would hit her on the celly. We would smash all night, listening to R. Kelly. Could've locked her down, but I just wasn't ready. She was too young, wasn't nothing you could tell me. Had to let her go to know what I had. Type of shit to make a real good girl go bad. When I look back, bro, I get so mad. I seen a hoe become the housewife I wish I had.
I seen good men turn bad and bad men do good. Rich men with nothing and poor men with gold.
Yeah, it's a song that had the hook already in it. Miyagi, Ryan is an engineer in the Mayday family, Miami dude. Super talented. Yeah, man, so I met him on Murs Day, of course, and so it was just like, of course, I want to have him on the album. So they played me the beat, and I don't know, like Danny Keys is also playing the keys on that. You hear the keys. Good melody. Burns is a genius. I think everyone working there is a genius. So I took some kind of inspiration from my life. First verse, trying to rap double time, which, Burns encouraged me to do, which I thought was important for the Strange fans because they like that type of rap. I don't think I'm very good at it, but I think I did okay on this. Yeah, kind of true story. Like, you listen to a rap, you believe like a hoe can't be a housewife.
Now this is one of them occasions where the homies not doing it right. I mean, it found in my hoe that he lied, but you can't make a hoe a housewife.
I've seen girls I didn't consider to be wife material because they were sex positive, which is a great term, instead of hoe. The right man will, I think any woman or man will get it together you get it together for the right person. I had a couple women tell me I was the right person, but I didn't believe them because they were sex positive. And I turned out to be really wrong. And as my marriage was falling apart, I'm like, yeah, I probably could have. But everything is as it should be. But I learned that lesson and wanted to put that in a rap. I like to put a lot of things I wish rappers would have said in raps. When rap informed me the wrong way. I was impressionable without strong male leadership on a consistent basis in my household. So the most consistent people in my ears were young men that are still trying to figure it out through their music. And it had a negative impact. But I said, God is the greatest. I am where I'm supposed to be. I really believe that. But that's kind of what that was, some embellishment and things changed for the sake of, especially when you're rapping double time, you got to get some syllables in there and you don't want to shame anyone. With the housewife I wish I had. That was back to the theme of hoping for a better marriage.
And bad men do good. Rich men with nothing and poor men with gold. Nothing surprises me no more. I seen players get played out and fast girls go slow. Things I thought priceless get bought to get sold. Nothing surprises me no more.
Put me on pay dues, big homie. One shot, let the whole world know me. So humble when he first approached me, so I looked out like I should. I'm an OG, put him on, put them on. Nowadays niggas can't pick up phones, hurts my heart. I ain't mad though, I'm glad they got on and increased their cash flow. I ain't shamed, I ain't bashful, I could drop names, I could be that asshole. After all that you think they be thankful, but hoes ain't loyal and niggas ain't grateful. I ain't hateful, way too blessed, still getting mine so I ain't stressed. It's documented in the streets and they put it in the press that I play a big part of why it's popping on the West.
I seen good men turn bad,
God bless.
and bad men do good. Rich men with nothing and poor men with gold. Nothing surprises me no more.
Next verse is something that I'm sure everyone's all too. Put me on, pay dues, big homie. Yeah, this was a time where I was trying to deal with. I won't say it. I don't know if I ever became bitter. I wasn't like bitter. I was just like disappointed. Like, ah, man. Like I didn't want nothing. Like I had everything I wanted. Like I never wanted a bigger house or another car or more bitches or more clout or anything. Like, I was really done with rapping before I had to make this album, basically for financial purposes, or get back out there. So I had to go back to work. It was my job, and it's a job I'm more than happy to do. That's why I always liked my job. I always told people, like, if I went broke, like, or if I did something, the only thing I do is rap more. Like working overtime at my job is not a fucking burden. I may not love performing, but it's far better than anything else I could be doing at that time. So, and seeing the world and meeting people who like my music or who just like music in general. Like, that's the best thing about the Strange tour that I went on. And even this one, I toured for Have a Nice Life. I toured with Tech first on his Special Effects tour. And I got to ride on the bus with Tech. Once again, it's a huge deal, huge flex.
I'm gonna do a signing of Strange music. It's an honor and privilege to uphold that name and be here for you tonight. And if nobody told you today, I fucking love you. Thank you for coming out tonight. I'm a happy motherfucker. I like to skip around and have fun and rap. I mean that traditional hip hop shit. This is a song called The Strangest. Goes like this. We gave this song away for free on our SoundCloud. It's my gift to all the technicians. Which side is The Strangest? Is y'all over here? Y'all in the middle? Y'all over here? Outside, where y'all at? Tucson, Arizona, who's the strangest? Straight up the underground into the mainstream. California kid clicked up with the strange thing. Swing like a couple runners home to my safety.
I loved being out on the road for that. Like, I love being in new cities. I love eating new places. I love meeting new people. The being on stage part and dealing with a lot of the rigorous way that Strange tours was challenging for me. But meeting the fans and just, like I said, and even if they weren't fans of me, just meeting cool people, doing cool shit, seeing cool places is never getting old to me. Maybe I want to stay home now, but if I didn't have kids, I wouldn't mind, But yeah, dealing with the bitterness of people I put on pay dues I see now blowing up, and I'm like, I think I did want a feature for this song. It was somebody that got on pay dues, and I had given a free feature to, and I was like, all right, y'all. Like, now I don't ask, like, I could have asked a lot of people for a lot of shit. Like, I wasn't calling everybody, but I was like, I hear you on this song. Niggas just left me on red. And, it's one thing too, like when you don't pick up or you don't read it, I'd never know. And especially if it's an artist, like, I don't know if your assistant read it and dismissed it. I don't know if you ever got the word. Like, somebody I never saw and got a chance to ask in person before the album had to go to print or whatever. Because one thing strangers do, strangers on a schedule. Music be damned. You finish your music by the deadline. It's not you finish the music, then you tour. You finish the tour is planned. You got to finish the music before the tour and 3 months ahead of the tour so that you can do all the proper promotion. It is a business. Not hating, bro. I'm just saying, though, like I said, there's different people who are, like, a lot of labels aren't around anymore. So kudos to them. It's a system. But yeah, so motherfuckers are not, and then I caught one of their managers out, and I had some words with him, and I was like, bro, don't ever, because there's also things like I was doing the LACMA shit, and like, like the people at the museum, the non-hip hop people expect me to be the hip hop guy. And so I'm like, you want such and such on a show? Like, he's been on your shows before. That's your friend, right? Oh, yeah, I can get him. You're like, I'm paid to like pay you. They want you. And this is people that fund it, like LACMA. Like there's billions of dollars here. And so when I ran up on the manager, I was like, bro, don't ever because we were on a panel somewhere and he was saying like, oh, shout out to Murs for doing this. So I said, my nigga, what is all this shit about, props to Murs and blah, blah. Like I put you on and blah, blah. Great. So why didn't you return my calls? Well, we just wasn't doing something for less than this number. I was like, my nigga, like, I'm not going to be offended if I offer you and you say no if I'm low. But at that time, like, y'all just missed a payday and you like hurting my credibility so I can do more. Like I was able to put in 2011, fresh off of, if you haven't heard Winter in Prague and Shine Cold Chain, like the older Vince Staples stuff, I was able to put him on LACMA on a stage because of my connections and bringing bigger acts. Like you're fucking up the flow. Like I was able to put you on because I had, like it worked. That's how you pay it forward. Not, I didn't ask you for anything for free. Let me pick up the phone so I can offer you a lot of money so that they're happy. And then when I tell them, hey, I heard about this kid, Vince Staples, can we shoot him $5,000? They say, okay, as long as you get the big one. And I trust you because you heard of this person before you heard of, before I heard of them. And so you're saying Vince is next and we should give him this money. I don't think it was even $5,000, but I hope it was something decent. But that's why I'm asking you. I wanted you and Vince on the same show, and I know you know him. It's just weird, man. Like, motherfuckers got weird with me, and I'm like, don't be fucking weird. But I understand it, too, because there's so many fucking weirdos in the rap industry and the music game. So I assume you lumping me in with your past experiences or the current experiences. I get it, but I'm not going to call you and ask for a favor. I don't feel like it's a favor. If I gave you a feature, and I'm asking for a feature in return, and you never paid me, you owe me. It's not a favor if you owe me. And another thing, if I'm paying you, it's not a fucking favor. Now, if you take less than what you want, then that's a favor. But I'm not asking you to take less right now. You don't know who I'm dealing. Like right then, I was dealing with a budget that this is art. Like they see art, they want it, they pay for it. That's it. It's art. So you end up really fucking yourself and pissing me the fuck off. And I was like living in Tucson. I wasn't in the mix. Like Locksmith just posted something about like having to be outside, and Ninth Wonder later told me that. And like I was living in Tucson. I wasn't outside. And I wasn't outside because I didn't plan on being back in the rap game. I planned on fading into a peaceful, serene obscurity in Tucson, eating at the same restaurants every day and jogging in my neighborhood, trying to find some funds to like buy this huge lot of land that I was running on and build a HBCU, the first HBCU on the West Coast. It's like, that was shit I was dreaming of, like real like investment and like buying more property and like just helping my community and helping other rappers. But I didn't want to be in the mix, and it was dangerous for me to be in the mix. Like I don't know what would have happened, with my promiscuous sexual habits, my temper, guns, like all the shit that I like. I don't have the police, like the shit I don't have the temperament for. Shit like this where motherfuckers not returning my call. Like if I was in town and you wasn't returning my call, I saw this person a couple years later, just me coming back and forth to LA because I was in LA for an event. We were on the same event. I would have been seeing a lot of these motherfuckers and it would have been problems. Not that I would have come out on top, but you were going to have to slap the shit out of me or beat the fuck out of me or something. Cause I was like, nigga, like who the fuck do you think you are, little boy? I'll wring your fucking neck, bro. Like that shit was, it was irking me. Like you are not like that. Like, especially when I've been in situations and studios and around your people, like, I know you're not like that. I'm like that, motherfucker. And if I'm not like that, the motherfucker right next to me is really like that. Don't fucking play with me. But this is me. Like, now I'm like, I didn't make that record. Like, I didn't say anything on record about it till I calmed down. I'm revisiting that. But at this point, like, like, God bless. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't change the posters, the features, all that shit is there. All of it is there. And I have to be at peace with it. And, like you're blocking your blessings. Like all I can say is like, I've seen people not prosper. Like I said, I know motherfuckers. I know what looks like success is not making you happy for some of these people because you're not a good person. You're not a man of your word. I pray for you, and I've learned to like love and be happy for the success that you have, even if I know that you're not truly happy with your success. Because it's a lot of hard work, and especially when you're a jerk. Anyway, moving right along. Next up is mi Corazon. Mi corazón.
Half Mexican and Salvi, the perfect girl from Cali. Met her at a party in Van Nuys in the valley. She said her name was Letty, that's short for Leticia. I said my name is Nick, quite a pleasure to be meeting you. Perhaps if you had the time, I wouldn't mind treating you to dinner and a movie, cause I really wanna be with you. She giggled just a little, put a number in my phone. I text a little later to make sure she made it home. Mi corazón te pertenece. I don't care what your friends say. Está siempre en mi mente. So I can't let you get away. Que me traes buena suerte. I need to be with you like every day. Yo lucho hasta la muerte. Busting shots with my AK.
We wrote this in Highland Park. Jesse Shatkin was living in Highland Park. He had his studio in Highland Park. And I had my son with us in the session. And some days my mom could keep him. Some days my mom could not. My mom was a working grandmother. So he'd have to come to the Highland Park with me. And so, number one, I always wanted, Mentirosa is one of my favorite fucking rap songs.
Check this out, baby. Tenemos tremendo lío. Last night you didn't go a la casa de tu tío. Resulta ser, hey, you were at a party higher than the sky, emborrachada de Bacardi. I bet you did.
I've always wanted to rap in English and Spanish. I wanted to remake La Raza.
Aquí estoy, MC Kid Boss. Yo soy jefe, patrón, that's the big boss. My cuentas loaded, it's full of balas. I put it in your face and you won't say nada. About those cholos, you call us what you will. You say we are assassins and children to kill. It's in my blood to be an Aztec warrior. Go to any extreme.
All this shit was building towards a day when I could fucking just do a cover of La Raza or Mentirosa or rap in Spanish. I had Tumex write me a rap in Spanish that I wanted to put on the Murs Day album. Burns said it was trash. I spent hours learning it. And, imagine learning a Tumex verse who was so intricate and talented with the way he flipped shit. And then on top of that, learning a Tumex verse he wrote for me in Spanish. And I was going to give him credit and not ghostwrite type shit. Because motherfuckers would know I didn't write it.
Yeah.
Attention all audible angels, before billions burn, before brains blow. Communication cannot calmly converse. Demographics delegated, dissolute, diverse. Evidently, eventually everything ends. First fascinate friends, force foes defend. Gradually the greater good grows and graduates. History has holes, however humans hesitate. I invest indigenous interests. Journals journey justified.
I remember comprende Panduces los panaderia, comprende panaderia, like I understood what he was saying, but I still couldn't say it. And I finally laid it down, and Burns was like, nope. Because with the Mayday album, that's why we have, with the Murs Day album, oh my God, the song about the dude being like Surge's song.
What up, kid? I know shit is rough doing your bid. When it went down, you shouldn't have did what you did.
Fuck it, bro, that's how it go. It is what it is.
Right.
Now I'm locked down, trying to get it how I live. What's up with my kid? What's up with my lady? I heard she out there wildin' and she really going crazy.
Yeah, she trying to bait me into playing shady games that change daily on some fuck him, pay me. I'm just there for you, trying to keep them secure. But she ain't trying to hear it, she just showed me the door.
Just like a whore, she don't write me no more.
Like, I heard that and I was like, you motherfuckers all speak Spanish except for Recognize. Why are we not speaking Spanish on this record? Like Gianni, Noms, Burns, you're fucking Venezuelan and Chilean. You live in fucking Miami. We're recording in Cayoche. Like, what the fuck? Were you drinking colada every day? Like, whoa, this is so Latino. Like, how are we not having any? Have you guys not had any Spanish? And why aren't we doing more Spanish songs? We're doing Surge's song because he just had the hook. And I was like, we're doing that. Me and Rec are going to rap like this. We're going to do a One Love, blah, blah, blah. And we're going to release it. We're going to make a video. Like, people need to know you are Spanish speaking and Latino. Like, this is, and Latinos, regardless of whoever says what the fuck, they were there at the fucking beginning of this shit and are essential, intrinsic, important, foundational part of the component of this culture. And anytime we get a chance to celebrate it, we should. And accentuate it and accent it and Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. Like, that's what I've been on. So, like, anyway, this was my chance to do it. Because we're in Highland Park, and Highland Park is a place that Black people couldn't go when we tried to go out. Me, Savant, Scarab, some of the other homies tried to go out. Rest in peace to Abnormal, Dedrick. See, there it is again. Like, just yeah. when you're telling stories, do you have to say rest in peace? Like, you know, or is there like in your culture, is there say like on the dead homies? Like this is like what we live with while we're trying to have a nice life. Anyway, we were once like, and it's funny that I say that, and we're walking down the street to a party. He's a football star, and then they start shooting at us. I had been back to Highland Park a couple times, like when we were filming Mall Dogs, and I got kind of like stuck my toe out there, you know. But now we're finna go to the park. I go to the park with my kid. You've been sitting good, doodling, whatever the fuck you were doing while Dad was rapping. I need to take your little ass outside and get, you know. And we were very black, you know, like he has dreadlocks. You know, I need to take your little ass outside, and we need to play in the park. And I love playing with you, but we're in Highland Park. And this is a park in Highland Park, and I think this is the Highland Park. I'm like, is this the Highland Park? Another one of my bigger homies is from there too. So I was like, he wasn't there, so I was like, let me call Rev. Let me call Reverie and Loudon and see what the fuck. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, can you meet me at the park? So they met me at the park to like supervise. Whether like last episode, like Noah James check-in, like I always tap in, and I'm glad I'm a real community person. Like I don't need to go as security if I can be secure in my relationships and who I am and have good people looking out for me when I touch down into places that could be a little iffy. And yeah, so she came to the park. This Auntie Referee's first time, like, you know, I think meeting my son and Uncle Loudon. And me and Reverie are for real friends. Like I know her mother, her brother, her whole family. All of them motherfuckers. I love them. That isn't like when I say like that's my sister, it's like that's my family. You can read about it in Tour Story, which is still for sale at johnnyplantain.com. I think we have 4 copies left. There's a book out, Tour Story. We're going to keep it live on johnnyplantain.com. The book is called Tour Story Volume 1. My homie Jay Yedo took pictures. I wrote the words, told some tour stories. Many of you met him at the merch booth. But go get your book, johnnyplantain.com, and look it up. Shout out to everybody who bought the book, man. Like we sold, I think, over 400 copies, which is crazy. And, you know, right now we're pressing them on demand for the time being. We might cut it off soon. So if you want to read, I write a little bit about Reverie in there, I think, and her family and her mom and her brothers. But so they came out like family and looked out for me. And that just accentuated like the black-brown thing that's still, for me, I'm still living with that issue. It's not as much of an issue, at least not in Highland Park, and then mostly anymore. So I wanted to do a song.
She was half Salvadorian, the perfect Californian. I picked her up and dropped her back off at a door at 10. Now I'm walking to my car all cool when I heard a voice say, who the fuck are you? I said, man, you just see me drop Letty off. He balled up his fist, acting like he about to set it off. His homie rolled up, looking just like him. And just when I thought I was about to fight them, that's when the cops rolled up, smelling like some sausage and coffee and donuts. But I'm happy that they saved me, cause it could've got crazy. That's when Letty text me, said I love you, baby. Me vuelves loco, but you act like you don't know though. Estoy obsesionado un poco. I'm always looking at your photos. Esa mirada en tus ojos. I can't believe that you wore those. Ahora estás en peligro. You better never leave me solo.
I wrote the story. It was super long. Jesse cut the story off. The second verse was like, it's supposed to be his homie rolled up looking just like him. And just when I thought like it was supposed to be twins, and there was a whole story about, there was a third verse, and like once again, like with Walk Like a Man, I was going on and on and on, and Dream Chaser, I'm going on, and the producer's like, cut this, it'll be good. No one needs to hear all that shit, and they're fucking right. And like how could it ever happen? She was brown and I was black. Like those were parts of the third verse that got just turned into like chants because he's a pop producer, and then the amazing MNDR came in. She lived like a couple houses down, I think. She came in to help write the melodies for the hook. And then I filled in the Spanish words. I think I used a little Spanish dictionary. And then I called one of the Mayday homegirls, one of their homegirls, to be like, yo, is this correct? And she's like, yes, how'd you do that? I was like, okay, cool. Then I called one of my favorite artists, and she didn't get credited because Strange didn't give feature credits to people who didn't write since I wrote the hook. They weren't going to put her as a feature. I'm sure it's something to do with business. Yeah, that always never sat well with me, and I don't know if she feels a way about it. Raquel Rodriguez is her name. I called her because I thought she had an amazing voice, and Jesse is a pop producer, and I thought that maybe he could make a great pop platinum record for her. She is from a family of one of the most, to me, prestigious Mexican restaurants in Southern California, in Santa Monica. First time I ever went to a Taco Tuesday was at this restaurant. Her family owns it. She was working there. I don't know how we found out, like my good friend, my brother, Blake, and his wife, my sister, Erica, took us there, and it was phenomenal. Gilbert's El Indio. Her brothers are super cool. So yeah, we would go there often, and then I heard she sung, and then I bought one of her records, and I just heard her sing, and she's just one of my favorite singers. She's amazing. If you haven't listened to Raquel Rodriguez, I really wish they would have let me credit her. She's just phenomenal, man.
What's up, LA? Stop calling me crazy. I just got home. See, boy, I wasn't ready.
So shout out to her and her whole family. If you're in LA, eat at Gilbert's and El Indio. If you love like soul, like she was ahead of the curve, like all this like old, not that it's bad, like the Sincers or whatever the fucking, all the vintage soul sounding stuff that's coming out of like Southern California now. Sounds like oldies, but it's not. Like she was ahead of all of that, and she's great. And she's not just that; she's so much more. True talent.
Went to a crib and her brothers pulled the strap. She sent me pictures of her ass so fat. Now I'm thinking, damn, I gotta go back.
Yeah, so I called her. I wrote it, and she didn't. I don't think she speaks Spanish fluently. So that was a funny part. I wrote it, got it corrected, or not correct, got it approved, and then had her sing it. But MNDR. Well, so I'm writing, like, to me, real pop music. Like, this was Strange is providing this environment where I can pay my friend who really knows how to make pop music now, and knows how we've started making boom bap hip hop together. And so now we can really combine his genuine knowledge of both and my passion to create both with MNDR, who could really write both and just in a write pop, and then someone I know that could really sing soulfully, and a Latina from LA that, understands. So it was just so authentic and so perfect to me. It's something I've been wanting to do. And you can't force stuff. It just happened. You know what I mean? Like after I had that experience with Rev and Loudon, I was like, yeah, this is it, man. This is the song. And then Letty is a real person. She's a host of, I think, Brown Bag Radio on Power 106.
Brown Bag Mornings. Yeah. We brought our brother, our guy Concrete, in here.
What's up?
You turned from a primo to a brother. It's because some of us kiss our cousins, so I didn't want to keep you as a cousin.
Whoa. Stop looking at me like that.
Al primo se la arrimó.
Yeah.
No.
First time I ever got on Big Boy show was because of her. I've known of Big Boy for years and been a fan since he had the What Up hotline.
Big Boy's Neighborhood. We got one of the nicest cats in hip hop,
So
ladies and gentlemen.
nice.
Yeah, until I don't know. Murs is in the neighborhood. Welcome, Murs. Murs, what makes you upset, man? Do you ever? You seem like you just another one of those cats that's just like, hey, they go Murs. Like I would like to live next door to you.
Yeah, I'm a good guy, man.
Are you a good neighbor?
I'm a good State Farm.
Hello. That's what I was gonna say.
Murs
Yeah,
is there.
he just seemed like one of those cats to be like, hey, somebody was breaking in your house. I apprehended them.
Yeah.
I called the cops
I
for
don't know
you.
if I could do the LL though. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't work out enough for that.
You take a whole
my
different kind
gosh.
of beast. Best believe that.
I say it wrong on the new album on That Ain't This. It's 243-8586 was used to be the number you call. 243-5290 was the hip hop one on the run hotline.
30 years deep, no record in rotation, but everybody know my name up at the station. Big boy, what up though? 243-5290.
He was super funny on there. He got discovered and got on Power 106 and had the wake up the morning show. Letty was a huge fan of Felt, and I think me by proxy. So I met her. We were like promoting Rock the Bells or Pay Dues, and they finally had us up to the station. Like K-Day always showed love, but we weren't really. Not that it was like we didn't really make sense for Power 106. So we were never invited up until Letty asked, and Big Boy introduced us. So I was like, cool, like I can give Letty a shout out. And I didn't know if she'd be able to be in the video because she started blowing up on her own. And I was like, oh, okay, I don't know if she's going to be able to be in the video. And shout out to Joel Darden and Miss F.A.M.I.L.Y, rest in peace, who shot the video. They're beautiful directors I met through my homeboy Spanky. Young, Hungry, they shot this one. They shot The Worst. Now that has Strange and a little bit of money I wanted to spend, it was like young, black and brown. And for them, like being a black and brown dudes from the Valley, like, Miss F.A.M.I.L.Y was Latino and Joel's black. And so like having a black and brown director for a song about black and brown, like I try to be very intentional with everything and helping young up and coming artists. So young, in fact, and my little homies, Dom and Kojo that did Erla, I wore their clothes in the video because they were two young black men who worked merch on my tours and were starting their own clothing line. I wanted to support that. But so young that everyone in the video was young as fuck. And when 9 p.m. hit during the video shoot and Travis Scott's new album dropped, we had to stop shooting the video so they could play the album all the way through. Stop my production on my video because Travis Scott, who I kind of never heard of, everyone's jumping around, screaming, and yeah, it's a vibe. That's the first time I heard kids tell me, like, I don't get it. Oh, it's a vibe. What the fuck? Now I get what that means, and I saw the Travis. This is how I knew I was getting old. Like, it took the Travis Scott documentary for me to understand. I had to watch a documentary to understand what it was. And I was like, oh, okay, you guys didn't have a Rage Against the Machine. You guys didn't have Onyx. Like, you're young people, and you have that angsty, and it's before Tyler was really created, but that's why they love Tyler, too. It was that energy, just more like nuance, not as abrasive. Travis is more smooth with his aggression, if that makes any sense. And Tyler's a bit more obtuse and abrasive, but both in the most beautiful way.
Travis motherfucking Scott, the greatest live performer on this planet.
He can vibe with every single person that's in the crowd. Take care of these,
He was the first person to let me know that I wasn't alone. He saved my life.
Yeah, the song's pretty self-explanatory. No, it never happened. I never even got that close. All of it is fantastic, but it is something that I thought about. And I'm now married to a Latina, and have aside, I think Letty is really half El Salvadorian, half Mexican, but just that's like the majority of Latinos in LA that I grew up with. There's some Ecuadorians, there's some Peruvians, and Belizeans, Panamanians, if you can consider them Latino, I do. But yeah, the majority of people are Mexican and El Salvadorian. So like just having split so it can represent both sides. I didn't expect to get like a lot of people asking me to perform it, but I get asked to perform it pretty often.
Half Mexican, Hurricane and Salvi, the perfect girl from Cali. Met her in a party in Van Nuys in the Valley. She said my name is Letty, that's short for Leticia. I said my name is Nick, quite a pleasure to be meeting you. Perhaps if you have the time, I wouldn't mind treating you. Dinner in a movie, cause I really wanna be with you. She giggled just a little, put a number in my phone. I text a little later to make sure she made it home. Mi corazón te pertenece.
You know, D-Smoke did his Spanish-English song way better a couple years after this. Not that I don't think he had ever even heard the song.
Black is beautiful, brown is made en calor. El poder que nos une es puro Dios y amor. Soy humo y te lo juro, el rumbo suyo mejor que el otro. Ser celoso es tonto, no hay valor, no hay dolor, no hay nada menos honor. Pero muchos piensan que Sir es mi hermano mayor. Llegó un año después y cuando tuve 14 años ya estaba mucho más grande. Ay, por favor, bitch, ain't no sequel unless you talking a reincarnation of Malcolm. How come they made us kick down the door? 10 pounds of crack cocaine in your veins and it won't competitive dopamine on my dope steady got them begging for more. They might, oh mamas, they might, I promise they might.
My Spanish is harsh and obtuse, but I wrote those parts myself too, and I ran that by the Cuban homegirl to get like official, like the okay on my Espanol, even though Cuban Spanish is way crazy. Yeah. Trying to think of anything else on this one. It was longer, beat was dope. We had a nice session, a real like pop session. Any hoodle. That is mi corazón. Next up, Woke Up Dead.
Woke up dead. Woke up dead. Woke up dead. Woke up dead. Last night I had a dream that I woke up dead. A motherfucker put some money on my head. Cold sweat, wide awake in my bed. I guess I should've took my meds. I'm so sedated, self-medicated, hoping that the threats on my life are never predicated. If this the price of fame, I should've hesitated. I don't wanna die in the streets, I'm too educated. Type of shit you need a vest for. Type of shit that can't be fixed with high test scores. Getting pressed more as the fame builds, but my shrink keep prescribing me the same pills. Can't kill a motherfucker just for looking at me, even though I know his ass is plotting when he looking at me. Statute of limitations on a murder is non-existent. If I hit him, I'll be serving years. This morning I woke up dead, comatose, 2 shots to the head. Finally got me, that's what they said. This morning I woke up dead. This morning I woke up dead. Comatose, 2 shots to the head. They finally got me, that's what they said.
So basically I was working on a divorce, coming up to LA, sleeping at my mom's house, ground zero type shit, driving to Highland Park every day. Still trying to keep up with my 5K when I could, you know? So now I have a choice. Like, when mom first moved over here to Inglewood from Midtown, I did not care for it. This is before the Forum was popping again. Inglewood was very still, you know, they were planning to make Inglewood what they're trying to make it now and failing. Sorry. Before they built SoFi. But, in that area where my mom bought her new house, it was during the holidays, and I don't know if we told the story, but yeah, basically, I'm not from over there at all. Some people know me a reputation for being Crip affiliated, want to be Crip, whatever. Some people don't know me at all. I don't have my dreads at this point to separate from any other N-word out on the street. So I'm walking with my son, holding him, just walking into the corner. I think it's a crowd of days. We were looking at Christmas lights or something. And then niggas hit the corner on us. I'm like, I got a baby. They slow down, roll down the window, all the whole shit, like look me up and down. I'm like, hold on, cuz, like, what the fuck? And I look back like, what? And I'm like, all right, let me get this little nigga in the house. Let's get in the house. You know what I mean? And looking out the window, call somebody from over there. Oh, I can't help you, man. You know, them young Thundercats over there, they try to get me at the Shell station right there. I'm like, now I'm like, blood. Like, you supposed to be, you know, fuck. All right. Well, damn. Now my mama live here. I'm like, all right, well, this is it. So I'm still way out of bounds, like I said. And This is his funeral. Near the cemetery, I'm describing and walk like a man. Like that's why I say I'm way out of bounds. Even because I had a freak to live on that. So like that's Inglewood. Like the word, you know, where a cemetery where a lot of black Los Angelinos are buried, resting. A lot of my homies are resting there. So where my mother will eventually be laid to rest, and my stepfather, where my eldest, my firstborn son is laid to rest. So this is like before all that, but like this is, you know, so I was rapping about this being out of bounds in 2004.
So I said a quick prayer. Amen. Then I shook in the lag, crossed the railroad tracks, and I headed up La Brea. Saw the homie Isaiah. I asked him what he doing. He was way out of bounds. He said he had a freak that lived on that side of town, but he always kept the heat just in case it went down.
And now, you know, my mom moves over there in 2000, I don't know what the fuck, something, in the 10s. And now I'm basically living there, coming in and out. You know, luckily, like me and Jesse are recording during the day. But I get up in the morning and run. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to not run. That's just me. Motherfuckers got a problem with me. Like, it is what it is. And I'm also very well versed in the fact that motherfuckers can catch you at any time, especially morning, noon, or night. You know what I mean? There's not a, you know, my homie Ant, rest in peace. He didn't die, but he got shot 6 times walking his dog. You know what I mean? In the morning, like on the way back to take his daughter to school. And she had to find him in a pool of his own blood, shot 6 times in the stomach. Like this is the type of shit that I know happens and I'm living with, and I still, to get up and be healthy, I'm like, fuck these niggas, cuz I'm finna run. And it is what it is. That's what I deal with on the morning of going. I'm a father. I am world traveled. You know, and I've been having dreams of getting shot, you know, most of my life. And now, you know I got to run in the morning. And one morning I wake up in a cold sweat. And I had the dream again. It's not always the same dream, but similar. Not similar. Like, there's similar parts to it, but I had a dream that I woke up dead. Like, I was like, nigga, like I was like, nigga, I woke up dead. Like, you know, and I'm about to still I'm finna go run again. All up and through this motherfucker. Niggas I'm my whole 5K. And when I train for the marathon, same thing. All up and through Inglewood, the east side. I don't give a fuck, man. Like, you know, that the Tupac line, like, even as an adolescent, I refused to be a convalescent. For a lot of my adolescence, I let that dictate a lot of shit I did and didn't do.
Cause even as an adolescent, I refused to be a convalescent.
And then once I found my partner, and I think that's because I was with a lot of scary ass motherfuckers. Once I found my partners that I knew was with me, like I was with them, man, I did not give a fuck. I'm going everywhere. And then when I became a man, I'm like, yo, I can't abide by these things. Like, I'm trying to run 5K to stay healthy because I want to live. I'm a father now, and I want to live. I don't want heart disease. I'm a vegan. Like, I'm all this shit. And motherfucker, I'm not trying to let your silly or not silly, whatever it is, your problems are not my problems. I have never killed any of your homies. I'm not putting work on your block. I'm not fucking your baby mama. Why are you fucking with me, man? And fuck that. So that's how I felt. And so even when I had the dream that day, I went and ran, and then I went to the studio and I told Jesse, and Jesse understands because he's known me long. And so he just started making this beat with the alarm sound in it. Yeah, like it's just like self-sedated, self-medicated. It was really about, this is the day that I had this dream for the umpteenth time. And cold sweat, wide awake in my bed. Guess I should have took my meds. Like back when I was medicated, like this is part of why I had anxiety and depression and all that other shit. And that's another reason I exercising helps me battle my anxiety without me being medicated. Like I have to exercise. I'm supposed to exercise, not drink alcohol or caffeine and all these things. And the exercise is a huge part of what brought me out, being on a regular regimen. And being that I knew I was depressed and going through a divorce, like I was like, I'm not about to kill myself. Y'all gonna, like, yeah, that's another reason I'm like, fuck it, I'm around. Like, y'all gonna have to kill me, because if I don't fucking run, I might kill myself. And fuck that. I'm not slipping back into depression and anxiety and panic attacks. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. I'd rather just go out like I gotta go out. So I'm gonna go out and run. Then after I tell the story, Justin's like, I'm running every day too, but I'm running at the Rose Bowl by my house. I was like, all right, I'll come run with you at the Rose Bowl. Motherfucker's way too fast for me. So sedated, self-medicated, hoping that the thoughts of my life are never predicated. That's the price of fame. I should have hesitated. I don't want to die in the streets. I'm too educated. So by saying all these big, like, who says in a song about being a victim of gang violence, I'm hoping that the threats on my life are never predicated. But that's why I then go back with the line, I don't want to make that point. I don't want to die in the streets. I'm too educated. Motherfucker, didn't you just hear me say, I hope the threats on my life are never predicated? I'm too educated to die as a victim of gun violence, but I'm not. It doesn't matter. That's all in those bars. These are the bars I write that I'm proud of. Type of shit you need to invest for. Back to the educated part. Type of shit that can't be fixed with high test scores. Like my mom was why I had to travel out of bounds to go to school. And my wife and I were talking about, like, there's a generation of Black America that feel like as long as you get an education, you'll be good. And I'm like, just for me to go get this education, like I see violence I would say almost every day. There's a fight on the bus, there's a fight at school, or there's a fight on the block. It's like, I go from the school to the block to the bus where they're all young Black and brown people feeling helpless, hopeless, angry, all the things, territorial, marginalized, oppressed. You ever see when motherfucker get hit in the head with a baseball bat at 7:30 a.m. over being from the wrong hood? Like, then I'm supposed to go to school and focus as I walk through the metal detector? Man, shut the man. So this is it. Like, can't be fixed with high test scores. Like, getting pressed more as the fame builds, but my shrink keep prescribing me the same pills. This is kind of what the dream was about. I think we talked about I was robbed outside of my apartment one day at gunpoint. And that's weird. Like, motherfuckers never had a gun pulled on them or been shot at. Like, all that shit's normal. Where I'm from, never known anybody been in jail, never been handcuffed, never been in a holding tank, like, as all of us. You know what I mean? It's everybody, almost everybody, 90% of the motherfuckers I grew up with. And then I start going on tour meeting, and I'm like, oh, y'all ain't never even been in a fight, huh? Damn. You never stole nothing? You never, like, nothing? Damn. Like, that's everybody except for us. And then I'm talking to a shrink that understands, like, that's nothing to, like, psychology is not able to understand just yet. There are probably now some psychologists coming out, but we're fucking fodder. We're fodder for the streets. We are numbers to be put into penitentiaries. We are not to be studied so that we can have easier lives. There's no studies or case studies on gang members or you know what I mean, kids that should be in the magnet program that are in gangs. Like, it's just we're such anomalies, and we're not thought of. Like, if you're a white male, there's lots of studies about your health and your depression, and, like, blah, 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 even general Black people. But, like, what we were going through, like, I don't know. So, like, I don't know if the pills were really, it's like, I'm talking to somebody, like, I could tell you what's really going on, but you're not going to get it. You're going to maybe, if I'm lucky, you'll empathize, sympathize, feel sorry for me, but you don't understand. And to help someone, you need an understanding. And even the older Black psychologist I went to, like, he didn't live through what I lived through. Like, you were in college when the crack era really hit the streets. Like, you don't understand it. You have to go through it to understand it. And that's what frustrates me about so many people that aren't of the culture writing biographies about people of the culture. Like, it's not something you can understand. It's not George Washington. Like, our mentality like, you can't understand. If you're not of it, you shouldn't be allowed to document it. Like, in a biographical sense, I don't think. Because it's not something you're going to learn from talking to the mothers and fathers. And, I think it's just it's so unique. And maybe you can, but I don't feel like there's an understanding. You can document it, but you don't understand it. And the story should be told by people who have an understanding. And I think if there was no one, like, there's no one around who understands 1776. So you do what you can. But there are plenty qualified people who have an understanding of the culture that should be writing these books, not the people that are writing the books. I said it. And the fame bills, like, I think we told that story, like, me learning to, like motherfuckers are looking at me because I'm famous, not because they want to shoot me. But I've had so many times somebody look at you for that long where I'm from, like, that, it's a problem. Kind of like the news thing on Chopper, like, I'm triggered. Now I have terms for this shit. Triggered. trauma, like these words didn't exist when I was going through this. Like, you know, like trauma bonds and all these things. Like, yeah, I'm triggered. You look at me for longer than 3 seconds and directly in my eyes, my nigga, what's happening? Like, it's up. Like, what's going on? Yeah, thinking about like, damn, like when motherfuckers told me if I want to stay in LA, I need to get a gun. And, you know, these are legitimate rappers and people in the industry that I look up to. And I'm like, no, I'm going to move to Tucson. Now I'm probably not going to be, I'm living in Inglewood, driving to Highland Park, you know, another place where I was shot at. So like the trauma is like, it's not real. Like I'm going from one place where I feel like I was almost shot. Like, you know, they never flashed a burner, but they hit the corner and then they spun the block. You know what I mean? As that, you know, in the most literal terms, they came back and they saw me with my son and they came back again. That could only mean one thing. They weren't going to ask me for beats. But yeah, now I'm in a position too, like, damn, I gotta have a kid. Like before I didn't give a fuck. And you know, like I could get away with it, but there's no getting away with it. And you know, at this point. So this is me goes back to like, yeah, me and then T Smith, my best friend, when you know, him getting shot at was the beginning of like, oh shit, nobody's safe. Like nobody shoots at Terry. He's Terry. Kindest, non-affiliate. Like you can look in his face. I don't even know if people ask him if he bangs. Like he has that kind of face where you wouldn't even ask Terry that. Yeah, then let's talking about Baby Boy. A scene of Baby Boy where Omar Gooding stands over Snoop and shoots him.
Come on. Finish him off. Do it, girl.
Shoot me, you punk motherfucker. I done seen everything except Christ anyway, motherfucker. Shoot me, nigga, shoot me.
One of the movies I own on my phone.
Come on, nigga.
Because it makes me feel understood, especially when this is after I think it came out after I met John Singleton. And I learned like he read comic books and we were at Golden Apple almost every week together. We drove the same Mercedes. Like it was like a very kindred spirit. That movie is like really like a lot of my life. Like that shit is like Tyrese did an excellent job. Omar did an excellent job. Like it's just, if you want to like know a movie about real basic LA shit, like that is basic LA shit. Not Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood, Baby Boy. That if you want like what's wrong with me? Baby Boy.
For years I've been having dreams that I get shot. Then them niggas go running up the block. Me and Terry just chilling at the spot. They pull up in the Cutlass, start busting and I drop. Start running, I collapse on the corner. Neighbors start yelling, somebody call the coroner. Standing over me, blood on my denim, kinda like Omar did Snoop when he hit him. Wreath wrapped up in blue ribbon. Nobody at the funeral knew that I was crippin'. Well, I'm not, but on the block, who isn't? If you kick it on the spot, then it don't make a difference. You can get shot just because you with him. And every cop thinking that you fit the description. Getting older as my life gets shorter. Living with post-traumatic stress disorder. This morning I woke up dead. Comatose, 2 shots to the head. Finally got me, that's what they said. This morning I woke up dead.
At this point, like with strange music, like if you kick it with me outside of rap, you know I say cuz every 3 fucking seconds. So it's just, you know, like, so now I'm like, I'm rapping about like nobody at the funeral knew that I was crippin'. Well, I'm not, but on the block, who isn't? Like it's just like it's how we talk and how I talk and how, like, you know, earlier on in this series of this album, like I'm telling, like I fought so hard for so long to be like this Rasta, this like all this shit, and then all these, you know, hookah smoke. We were smoking hookah in 94, 95. Like this weirdo white boy with dread shit. Like that shit's not me, cuz like it's not me. Like when I found Cloverdale, I was like, this is it. This is me. I'm all of these things. And the whole thing's like, yeah, I'm not a gangbanger. Like I want to say cuz it makes me feel it's grounding for me. It's a thing. Like I'm not saying it to sound tough. I'm not saying, it's just how, this is my authentic voice. This is how I speak. And if I said y'all or partner or howdy or son or God or money or yo, or I was in the Bay and I said blood, it'd be no problem. But for LA niggas, for some reason, it's a problem. I'm not trying to disrespect you, hurt your feelings. Like I said, I've killed nobody related to you. I've never killed anyone. What is your problem with this word? And for me, I'm like, why can't I just let it go? And I just like, yo, I know I'm on a bus full of, I think I told the story. I'm standing on tour with Tech and Cut Calhoun comes home, Cut Calhoun with K's. We are standing outside smoking cigarettes, and I'll never forget, in Missoula, Montana, down by the river, outside of the fucking thing. We're late outside of the theater. We're late to meet and greet. If you're late to meet and greet, you get fined. And we look up, and I look at my phone and say, oh shit, cuz we late for meet and greet. And I look up, this man has a red rag around his neck, a red rag out of his right back pocket, a red shoes with red shoelaces, red shoes made out of red rags. And I'm like, oh, fuck, oh, blood. Like, we've been like, it's nothing. Like, we fighting. Like, he just laughed. And I was like, man, he was really fresh out of county. I was dreading when I was like trying to mind my P's and Q's. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, this nigga coming out of county, he's going to join the tour in Montana. I got to like not offend him with this, you know? Or else we're going to be fighting on the bus. And if you ever tried to fight on a bus, bro, it's close quarters, a different kind of combat. Different kind of combat. Fighting on a tour bus. That hall with all them bunks. And then like you could close both doors. Like it's just so much shit that can go wrong or foul and bunks to fall into. Shit, yeah, trips. Yeah, buddy. At this point, I'm just rapping about it. You know, like, and then after like, you know, like after I had motherfuckers like, oh, that's that motherfucker that be over there with such, like, damn. And like I said before, like, despite all this, I'm not going to be a convalescent. I found my home now. Cloverdale, these are my people. These are my folks. For the same reason everybody does join a gang, like, and wants to die for it. These are the same reasons that I'm not going to not hang outside. I don't care if my homies from such and such gang and the people from such and such gang see me out there with him and they assume I'm with him, then I'm with that. Fuck it. If we at the club and he fights you because of some gang shit, I'm with that too. I got to be with it because I'm not going to not have friends, and I'm not going to go be friends with these rap weirdo motherfuckers that I go to jail by myself, or I end up fighting by myself, or I say fuck that nigga and niggas start doing songs with him. Like, I'm not fucking with them. These are my people. My people. I found where I belong. I found where I can create art, but this is my place of belonging. And if that means I have to deal with the trauma of possibly being shot by association or on purpose because motherfuckers is mad or jealous or want something I got, so be it, man. Fuck it. And I could not break out of that. And so the only solution for me was like to remove myself completely and live somewhere in Tucson where I'm a non-factor. For better or worse, the police are looking for Hell's Angel, motorcycle gangsters, and Latino drug lords, or quote unquote illegal immigrants. Black people, there's three of us. We fly under the radar. If I do something, that it's either Nicholas, Tyrone, or Jerome. Type shit. That's it. So I was like, I just got to remove myself, because if I'm in LA, I'm not going to be inside. I'm going to be doing what the fuck I have to do and what I like to do. I like to go to the Slauson Swap Meet. About to go there to buy draws and shit for the tour right now in 2025. I've been doing that since the 1900s. I don't care who has a problem with me, who sees me. I'm not taking security. I'm going where the fuck I'm going to go. I'm going to eat where I'm going to eat, and I'm going to be in my community, and leave me the fuck alone, man. I'm not bothering you.
Getting older as my life gets shorter. Living with post-traumatic stress disorder. This morning I woke up dead. Comatose, 2 shots to the head.
Getting older as my life gets shorter. Living with post-traumatic stress disorder. Like, the police don't see a difference. People on the street don't see a difference. And I was, at this point, I was just tired. But I'm not going to give up. So I made a song about it.
This morning I woke up dead. I asked my mama not to move about the hood. She fucked around and she moved to Inglewood. And to her, everything is all good, cause she doesn't understand and she never understood. Niggas looking at me all crazy. I'm standing on the corner with my baby, ready for whatever, cause that's how the streets made me. Ain't a fucking thing changed in the city since the 80s.
Last verse is about the original problem I had in Inglewood. And the funny thing is, I end up living in Inglewood. And when my mom first told me, I was like, Nicholas, you got to see this house. And I'm like, man, where is it? She said, off of this and this. I said, oh, shit. I said, Mama, I can't go over there. And a lot of people are like, oh, you don't bang on, what's the problem? I'm like, I don't know who thinks what about me, and I don't have the temperament to deal with nonsense. Like, I'll do my best, but at some point, I have a breaking point. And I was talking to my brother about it today. Like, he works with people and having to evict people. And like, he really, if you think I'm something, he's something really special. And, he was telling me all the time, like, he just lost it on a dude. And he like, dude tried to get her. And he said, cuz. And then the dude, of course, all they need is that. Where you from? He's like, I ain't from nowhere. Well, I'm from blah, blah, blah. And then my brother was like, my brother, I was outside. I'm outside. He's outside. He's like, nigga, I'll be over there, blah, blah, blah. I know, blah, 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 blah. You ain't never over there. I was over there for 5 years. Nigga, where was you at? And then the dude was like, And it's just like, man, why do we still have to communicate like that? And then, like, that's the things, like, this person was cussing my brother and bringing it up to intimidate him. I never say cuz with anybody to intimidate people. If I'm saying cuz, I'm either being friendly or I've already lost my temper. I have people say, what does that mean? On crip or a cut? Like, I don't know. It means I'm fed up. Like, I'm not trying to say it. I will keep that out of a fight when I know someone's gang related. I don't want anything I have to do to be because of a gang related. But when I get angry, that is my go-to. That is it's not a conscious thought. So my solution was to move to Tucson where I wouldn't be triggered, because I've tried my best to deprogram this. I had like an OG rapper from the Bay, like a backpack rapper, call me. It was like, hey, blood, what's up? Oh, I'm sorry. I was like, I didn't even know you knew that might be offensive to me. Like, Mr. Fab was like, oh, what's up? He introduced me to Unc at the shop. Like, oh, this nigga Crip. Like, people know where I stand. And so, like, I never know what I'm walking into. So my mom's like, live over here. I'm like, man, I don't know. But the house was nice. My wife liked it. We had a baby on the way. And, if I had to, like I said, I can't be a person that lives in the Valley. I can't be a person. I got to be all the way out of LA, or I got to be all the way in it. Like, I can't operate. I tried to live in the Valley. I tried. That's not me. I need to be around Black and brown people. And a lot of them. It makes me stressed, and it gets, it's triggering and it's comforting. It's the weirdest shit, y'all. And so like, fuck it. We bought the house. And then I'm at an OG across the street. He's like, hey, my homie told me you do music, blah, blah, blah. And a very, very reputable OG Crip living over there. He's like, we good over here. Like, this nigga from this place, this nigga from this place. I know, blah, 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 and you blah, blah, blah. You good. And we were good, and we've been good ever since. And I'm so grateful for my community. And like I said, I still run all up and through there, and God willing, like, everything continues to be peaceful. But, within a 2-mile radius of my house, just in the last week, in the last 3 days, there have been 2 homicides. My house is valued at $900,000. Where else in the world does that happen? The school district near my house is rated a 1 out of 10. I'm extremely close to the most modern basketball facility in the world, the newest football stadium in the world. I live in the city of Inglewood. What the fuck? What in the entire fuck? That's why this song was made. We'll get to PTSD next week. Thanks for listening to the Best Rapper in LA podcast. Make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing on Spotify, Apple, wherever it is. If you like the show, leave a review on Apple Music or Spotify. And to support the podcast directly, go to patreon.com/MURS316, Murs316. See y'all next week. Peace.